Hey guys, this is Tom with the Strength Agenda and another edition of What's the Word. If you recall our last video, we talked about squatting with a narrow stance to help with your pull and how ridiculous I thought that was. Well, James Tatum agreed with me. He also shared the video and thought that I should go over pulls in general as my next topic. So, James, thank you for the recommendation. I'm going to take your advice, and that's what we're going to talk about today. This is going to be a very basic video. I don't have enough time to go over all the variations of the pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over some tips for performing a proper pull, and I'll give you a few variations that work with us at the gym that help us do a better job of hitting our lifts. So first things first, when you're doing a pull, couple things to keep in mind. The biggest thing in my opinion is position. You want the pull to emulate your lift as closely as possible. That being said, obviously you're going to be doing heavier weight, so things are going to be a little bit different because you should be doing pulls with weights that you normally don't attempt in training or competition. So, with that being said, but try to keep the positions as close as possible. And by this, I mean don't compromise your form, do more weight or round your back or anything like that because you won't pull like that normally when you're lifting. So why train that? Also, straps. I know there's a big debate about whether you should lift with straps or whatever. That's another debate for another time. When you are doing heavy pulls, I am a firm believer in you need to use straps. The main reason your grip is going to go before the amount of weight you could perform properly is most times. Sometimes people are freaks of nature and it doesn't happen, but those people are far and few in between. For most of us, your grip is going to go before the amount of weight or your top sets will happen. So I am a firm believer in when you're doing pulls, you need to use some straps. Trying to think if there's a couple things that I think of. Going back to the whole positioning thing. A lot of people I see when they're doing pulls or whatnot that they get really stiff in the upper body and they bring the bar up into their hip and they kind of just bounce the bar off their body and it comes flying away from them and their arms are stiff as a board. Going back to the whole you don't pull like that normally when you snatch, clean, and jerk. Well, you shouldn't anyways. If you are, might want to fix that. But you need to emulate the pull. So keep those arms nice and loose, keep your back tight, and hold that position all the way through the pull. Now, there is obviously different variations. There's a high pull, a standard pull, low pull, whatever the hell it's called. Um, a couple variations that we use in the gym that I have found very helpful. The biggest one is doing a pull with a slow descent on the way down. So you do a normal pull, and you would complete the pull, and then as you're instead of just letting the bar drop to the ground, you would lower the bar with a slow descent. Have somebody count for you because let's be serious, most people aren't honest with themselves. So count, 6 second count, 8 second count, 10 second count, whatever. That will actually, the eccentric portion of that is going to kill your back and your posterior chain. James does those a lot. I like doing those. I mean, I don't like doing them, but I know they help. So when they're in the program, I actually enjoy them because they make my positions that much better when I'm lifting. Another one I'm a big fan of are pauses at certain positions. Glenn, for a while there, had us doing pauses where we would like pause right off the floor, hold it for 2 seconds, pause right at the knee for 2 seconds, and then complete the pull. Those were brutal. Those are actually, I think, very good for maintaining position and teaching a lifter to hold and keep your back in a specific position throughout parts of the lift. Those are two big variations. Another good one, I think, are pulls off the deficit, mainly just because when doing a pull off the deficit, you have to be patient because it's going to take a lot longer for that bar to get up into your hip crease. And for those of you who do not understand what a deficit is, simply it's standing either on boards or it's standing on plates or whatever off the edge of your platform. Anything that is going to raise your body up higher than it normally would be and make the pull that much longer. I think those three really good variations, three simple variations that you can incorporate in any of your pulls that will make you stronger. Remember, when doing the pull, all you're trying to do is strengthen your position and help improve your lifts. I think pulls are necessary. I think you need to do them. And the biggest thing is I think they need to closely emulate your lift, and you need to not sacrifice your form in order to do more weight. If the weight that is prescribed for you on a certain workout is too heavy, drop it down to something that you can manage. You're not going to help yourself by pulling 110% of your lift with straight legs and a rounded back. You're not helping yourself. You're actually going to hurt yourself and make it worse. Don't do that. Follow, what's prescribed. Follow and keep your form as close to your lift as possible. I can't stress that enough. If you guys have any questions at all, or you want any other videos or other topics answered, go comment below this video in the comment section. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have an Instagram account, and I have the Strength Agenda Instagram account. Find that. Also, if you're looking for some great recipes and some great articles, we just posted an interview on Sam Dancer from the San Francisco Fire and the Grid League on the Strength Agenda. That's a great read. Check out all that stuff. Go to www.thestrengthagenda.com and check all that out. All right. Thanks, guys.